I've been preparing for 2026 and I'm just thinking about how I want my life, my work, and my creativity to feel, not just what I want to get done. Hey guys, this is Heather, the Cozy Creative Teacher. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber or if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so happy that you chose to come and spend some time with me today. If you're new, welcome back to my channel. I hope you'll stick around and I hope you'll enjoy your time with us today. So, over the years, guys, I have learned, especially this year, that one planner cannot hold everything I carry. But I think if you are a teacher, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business person, if you're a person who's working on projects, you already know that. You embody that and you probably live it every single day. So, here's what I've chosen to do this year. Instead of forcing it, I've decided to just kind of build a planner stack, and that's kind of what you see here today. And I just felt like there are different areas and parts of my life that need a place to land. They need a place to plan. They need a place to live. If you kind of understand what I'm saying. So, in this video, I'm walking you through my 2026 planner lineup, not just what I'm using, but I also want to kind of give you a background of why I'm using specific planners for a specific purpose. I'm also testing two planners, so you'll get to see what I'm actually testing out in this video. I'm going to share how I separate vision from execution, my creativity from my purpose, and how I'm choosing support over pressures that as I move into next year. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed with planning, welcome to the world of planning. Or if you're unsure which system will actually fit your life best, this conversation is exactly for you. Hey there, guys, welcome back to my channel. And the first unveiling of my planner stack is my Makselife. So what I went ahead and did is I took the other planners that I have here in my stack, as you can see, and I decided to just kind of put them aside, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through each of them one by one. So first, let's talk about Makselife. This is the third year that I have used Makselife. I originally used their companion notebooks, which are these. I'm going to pull up a companion notebook that I worked on for Q4. So this is what the companion notebooks look like. And I decided that I want to actually shift it into a full like flagship planner, and that's what this is. This cover is the cover design titled Flourish. So I'm going to open it up for you, and I did do a full unveiling of all of these planners, especially the Makselife, my entire Makselife purchase for 2026. So make sure you go back to that channel. It is in this playlist of Makselife. So I'm going to just show you what I kind of started doing, because this is a planner that is a very specific and detailed goal setting system, right? So there's a life compass that you fill out. There is a full compass assessment, but I don't want to show you guys that yet. There's an intentions page, a word of the year with what the word means to you. And right now I am stuck between three words: alignment, cultivation, and curiosity. Those are the three words that I'm aiming for the 2026 year. We shall see what I pick. And just to give you a little bit of insight, my word of the year for 2024, here's my 2024 reflections book that I used. And my word of the year was, where did I write it? Let me find it for you. Did I put it in this book? Let me see. Oh, actually, it's not in this book, it's in the other planner I had. But my word of the year from this 2024 reflection was inspiration. So now I'm trying to think about what my word of the year for 2025 will be. So let's see. Now, let's go ahead and I want to make sure you can kind of see that. So here's why I chose the Makselife system. This is a system that is 100% designed to keep you aligned with your goals, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. It actually gives you a full breakdown of setting goals, the 3 types of goals, which are stretch goals, progress goals, or maintenance goals. It gives you a little kind of description of what that would look like on a year-to-year basis. And then it gives you kind of a little grid of some sample goals for each area of life. And then I stopped there because this is definitely a process based planner. And then of course here are the annual goals. So as a teacher, as a coach, as a person who's a creative, I think I've just learned that kind of the concept of like planning is not about productivity, it's about purpose. And that's kind of, I always want to lead with my values when I'm thinking about planning, because I just feel like when you focus so much on productivity, that's like the one way ticket to burnout. And I want to kind of avoid that as much as possible. So in this planner, I plan from purpose, not obligation. Okay. So here's what's really cool and what I like about this planner is the flexibility. So let me explain what that means for me. So here's the monthly, and I will be setting up January within a few days. So you'll be able to see what that looks like. And what's really cool is that you actually get to pick your January goals. And every year there's a section for you to map out monthly goals. So just because you let's say that you decided to go big this year and choose like some annual goals that are like, you know, like really stretch goals and big projects and things that you're focusing on, and let's say somewhere along the line you realize you have to change that, that's what these pages are for. So every month has a monthly goals breakdown for you. So that's the first thing. So here's what I like. This will be my annual and quarterly planner for 2026. I'm going to be focusing on personal growth, wellness, my life alignment. I will be focusing on just really thinking about what areas of life I want to focus on every month. And I just feel like this is kind of like the right planner for me to move in terms of that system of planning. Now, here's the part that I'm debating. Now, because this is the flagship, you actually have the weekly actions, which are your weekly goals or milestones that you want to hit every week. Then you also have a dashboard. Actually, this is not a dashboard. This is I believe it's the horizontal weekly. So you can see you have an area every for 7 days of the week, and then of course some boxes here, habit tracker, and a notes box. So I'm trying to think how I would use this page because I've only used the compass. I've only used the smaller books from Makselife, which are the companion notebooks, or I think I even just used one planner that just did weekly actions. I haven't. This is my first time hitting this guy. I've seen people use this as a teacher planner, whereas like they're listing like different things that they need to focus on throughout the week as teachers. Um, in January, I am shifting to teaching because we are shorthanded of staff for 2 students who are bilingual. So I'll be working on a lot of like bilingual Spanish content for 2 students in middle school. So I'm wondering if I can use this, but then that means that this bad boy, and I'm going to show you how big it is, goes with me everywhere, which I don't know if that's a good idea. It's huge. So let's see. So I think that once I map out my actual annual goals and I do my January setup, and I also decided I want to kind of set up these pages and make them fun, make them pretty. I just think that it was going to be so much fun to kind of decorate this planner, but really in a more simple way. I like that. So that's planner one, and I'm going to put it right over here for you. Now, let's go into planner two. Planner two is this. It is the Sterling Ink B6 full year common planner, and I'm going to show you. This is really tiny, and I'm using this as my business kind of execution task planner. Okay. I chose to go really small with a business style like task planner because I take things with me all the time, especially in terms of business. And I actually have a travel, like a travel folio a traveler journal folio that I use for certain things. So I think that that's one of the reasons why I decided to shift into the common planner. This is my first time using Sterling ink. So from what I understand, I'm going to open this up so you can kind of see it. Sterling ink. Every Sterling ink planner comes with it's kind of like a pencil board. They call these pencil boards, if you can see, this kind of like very thick cardstock, and it's with the full 2026 planners, and then it's like that. I do know that Sterling ink has a monthly subscription with vellum and beautiful stickers. I did not get that. So you can see it's a 2026 planner. This is a little vision board page. And of course, a full goal breakdown. These are trackers. Oh, this is kind of like, yeah, definitely a yearly tracker. Not sure what I'm going to do with this. And then these are quarterly trackers and things you want to track every month for each quarter. I'm just going to go by quickly, and these are every month is mapped out for you. So you have a monthly calendar with the notes on the left side, the left vertical side, and also on the bottom you have some space for notes. So I'm going to skip the calendars and show you what the weekly layout looks. So again, this is a horizontal weekly with a little one page for you to, I guess, map out maybe a task list, shopping list, maybe notes page. So something, I was saying that it's a horizontal layout with one page for each, I guess for each week. It's like a little weekly page, and you could kind of make this into anything. It's just a blank graph page. These are not doctored pages, but here's what I liked about this specific planner is that you have, starting at page 1, you have 300, you have all the way from page 1 to page 365. So you have one additional page per day of the week, which is, I think that's pretty cool. I could use it as journaling. I could use it as note taking, maybe writing a script for one of my YouTube videos. I think it's just like whatever you decide how to use this. I went online because it's my first time just even like, working with a planner like this, and you can see it's small and the paper is very thin. This is, I believe, Tumble River paper, so this will be new to me. Like, I will be a new user for Tumble River. I've never used that type of paper in my planning system, so I'm excited to try that. I'm excited to try the different type of pens that actually work with this type of planner. But there are I've been doing some research online and seeing what type of layouts I could do this with. So I've been researching some layouts, and I think I found like a few pretty good ones that would help me kind of map out like kind of my tasks. So again, this is more like a business planner. It's not my personal planner. It's more one that just kind of supports like actions that I want to take on my business for the every day. It could be recording a video, it could be editing, it could be certain meetings that I have for my online community. It's just all kinds of different things like that. So I'm very excited. So this will be the Sterling Income Planner will be focused on my weekly business priorities, YouTube planning, content cadence, um, work with my online community and workshops. And I'm also going to be using it more for kind of product development and timelines for my online teacher product store, which are on Teachers Pay Teachers, which is the Cozy Creative Teacher that's connected to this channel. So that is Planner 2. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this here. I feel like I don't want to stack them like that. I want to put them just like that. Now, the next planner that I have is my Happy Planner. This is going to be my project planner, and I have been using this since July, I believe, since July/August. Now this is a monster, this layout, and I'm going to kind of go through it a little bit with you. Now, this is going to be a planner that's for my dedicated projects. Just kind of like those big brain dumps that I have, big ideas. I don't want them to be kind of spilled in like random planners all over the place. So my goal is to just have like one dedicated space for project planning. Okay, so this is kind of like a big creation process planner that I have. Okay, for example, if I'm going to be working on launching a course, launching an online training, um, maybe if I have like a new idea for a product line for my TPT store, um, maybe a multi-month like planning series that I'm working on. It just depends. So again, so let me go ahead and walk you through what this planner looks like. So by the way, this is like a bunch of bits and pieces from other planners that I've been using, and I just feel like this is how it's been able to work for me. So this is actually from the Caliber Math 12-month goals planner that came out in January 2024. So you could see that I have actually had this planner and been kind of mapping out like goals for quite some time. This right here is my Teachers Pay Teachers calendar, or my teacher product calendar. So I don't create products for every month or seasonal launch, but for example, I like to do end of the year products. I like in August, I like to launch more back to school products, maybe some new planners for teachers to work on, or student planners. I specialize in creating planners and systems for teachers. That means that like a lot of teachers will purchase my products for their students to plan or do tracking for themselves, um, versus like, just kind of keep it in a general notebook. I try to create lots of things like that. You see, October is Halloween, parent conferences. November is all about Thanksgiving, and I do have a November planner for actual like Thanksgiving, you know, events and stuff like that. And then I have also a Christmas planner. So I just try to map out some your basic Teachers Pay Teachers like items. I don't have one for planning content because I know this January the 13th is sticker week. So that's the next thing. I will be creating another one of these for planning content. Here's one I created. This is like another page similar to this annual goals. This page will, let's see, I may use it for planning content and how I want to like lay out some planning materials and resources and videos. So that's that. So you could see this is one page I kind of set up ahead of time. And this is my yearly. I don't know what I'm going to be using that for, but you could see what I actually did. And I'm going to be setting this up in a separate video. I've already kind of indicated what, using a sticky note, what I'm going to be actually setting things up and, kind of trackers and layouts. All of this is customizable. It's a disc-bound planner from so I've been able to kind of take bits and pieces from other planners systems that I liked, and I specifically do like the goals plan one from Caliber Plan. So that's the first section. This cover is Wild and Beautiful from Happy Planner. So here are my goals plans. Here's the you know, it's like from 1 year all the way to 20 years, which I don't really have that. I can't really think that far ahead. So, and then this is a bucket list that I started to fill out. And these are some additional goal sheets that I started to fill out as well. Here's quarter 1 goals from 2025. You could see that I really did dive into this planner. These are my business subscriptions and my business focus. Here's quarter 2. And I just changed the color. I used a different, it's more of like a listing layout. And I got this from Happy Planner. And here's quarter 4 is where I dived into everything that I want to focus on for the 4th quarter of the year. So, I'm going to be kind of evaluating my quarter 4. And these are just kind of some listings and brain dumps, but I'm going to be doing a 4 quad layout here for quarter 1, 2026. I'm going to be beginning to work on affiliates because I have started working with some brands now and some online community. So I want to list my affiliates out. Here's a layout I created for my videos. Filming. I think I do want to work on like listing all the films, and I do keep a tracker online on a spreadsheet, but I feel like I want to start thinking about tracking and listing more what I film and different tasks that I have to do to complete. And again, this is all me. I'm just kind of like playing with different layouts of what I want to do. So I'm going to just kind of keep going. These are the goal planning like pages from Caliber Plan, the Caliber Plan goal planning system. And I used a few of them for like, expanding my Teachers Pay Teacher store, building my email list, growing my YouTube channel, growing my Instagram. So, I've been kind of like, I have them. I have not done additional goal sheets, but there's so many things here that you could actually add. These are goals, by the way. Now here are the goal sheets that I created for this year, 2024, and I actually accomplished all of these. So it is very helpful to actually have like a layout like this to list your goals, your why, the start date, what's your end date, different milestones you need to accomplish, and what action steps. So I try to like do a few little like planning style sheets, but it's a little tricky with this layout. So now let's get into the actual project planning pages that I want to show you. So these are all my project planning pages. This project planner layout, I'm going to show you a blank setup. This project planner layout is from Caliber Plan. It is an extension from, I purchased this over the summer. So, but you could see that I do have all my projects listed. I also tried to do it like in terms of a daily task sheet and this was an insert from Happy Planner. So you could see I kind of do have some things that I was like kind of trying to create my own style. And then I bought the project planner extension pack from Caliber Plan. And then I started using this layout for my planning projects. So you see my TPT product line, my resource bank for teachers. I am in the process of creating a full resource bank. And, I do have, you could see it started in September. My goal was to have it in a month, but I'm just going to carry some of these things over into quarter 1 because, to do a full resource bank for teachers, and those are free products that I want to open up for them. That's like, it's 5 high value resources, a Google Drive folder. I want to advertise and market that. That's not a month project, I realized. So you could see, and then I just started, I have a few extra little layouts I made. So this is my project planner. Now, here's the thing. This is other business, but I think these goals are done. So these are just some extra pages. Now I'm going to go right into the monthly goals. So what I did was I'm using this as kind of a dashboard divider, just to separate the planning pages from the calendar pages. Okay. And this planner is for quarter one. So you can see I have my monthly goals. Then I have my December dashboard. This is from the customizable Happy Planner purchase. So you can also purchase and create your own customized planners. And I chose like a seasonal one. So that's why these dashboards for December's Christmas. Here's January. And it's basically like a simple calendar. And I already you could see I listed, once I set up January, that's what this little sticky note is for. And you're gonna say, this is the layout. It's like a monthly goals layout, but here's what I like a lot about this. This is going to be definitely a task list for me. So I already decided how I'm gonna split it. That's what the note sticker is for. And my monthly to-dos. And then what's really cool, so these are going to be kind of like almost like what this could be used as, basically like a brain dumping list. And then I have my monthly goals. So this could be like, I might use this to list the YouTube videos themselves and maybe setting up specific admin days. I don't know yet. It is an undated calendar, so you can actually use it for anything you'd like. Here's some extra listings pages. I don't know what I'll use them for yet, but let's see. And then it breaks it down. So here's your monthly, right? You've got your monthly calendar, your monthly list of items that you have to take care of, right? And then here's that goes right into my weeklies. So every week I have it broken down from Monday to Sunday with a habit tracker, to-do list, priorities, and weekly goals. So I will be using these weekly pages as well. And then I basically go right into February and March, because this is for quarter one. So this is my business. This is my business, but really it's my project planner. Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to be using mapping new product ideas, planning workshops, different challenges for my online community. Really, it's like, when I have those big projects, I need to really visualize how I'm breaking them down in different milestones or phases. So it's all about, this is just kind of like my big project planner. Now, I will admit the actual project planner I wanted was the Laurel Denise, but because I have so many inserts and covers and discs from Happy Planner, I just made a decision that, maybe let's use this project planner to its fullest. Let me use every single page that I purchased and every single insert I purchased. And then once I do that, I can treat myself and get the Laurel Denise. So that's what I'm doing. Now let's go into my creative journal. And I have had this creative journal. I'm going to show you. This is an Archer and Olive journal. I have had this journal since June 1st, 2024. And I would say that like the end of 2023 is just when I started to kind of get into my vision, my creativity. That was kind of like my creative era. And you could see that my journal slowly evolved. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Here I tried some Dutch store stuff. Again, a Dutch store. Here I did like I tried to do different types of styles of planners, and then a little bit of like kind of mixing it with some scrapbooking stuff. Here's like a little simple Dutch store that actually turned out pretty good. This is some journaling, scrapbooking / journaling. Just basically a planner that I really dive into, like where I am in my life, my goals, my things that I'm aspiring to do with my life, things that I'm dealing with as a mom, Oh, I don't want to show you a picture of my family. But so there's still so much pages left in this creative play, in my creative planner, that I have decided I'm going to continue using this. And this is going to be like my creative planner slash journal. So really what I'm going to be doing is working on Dutch doors. I want to practice using Dutch doors. I am a subscriber to Amy Plans Things, and I receive her monthly sticker kits. So I want to really, really like dive into like that side of creative play for myself. I want to think of also like, I know there are some creators who like have a planner that's just for like kind of testing layouts and testing different design aesthetics. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with that. So really this is going to be for junk journaling, Dutch tour, and creative play. And you could see, so I've had this journal since 2024 and it's not even halfway, it's almost halfway used, right? So this means like I don't ever feel like, this is kind of like creative play. This is the fun part of planning because you don't have to feel like you do it all the time. It's like I feel good when I do use it and I feel good when I don't use it. I don't pressure myself to use it. It's more like an inspirational play kind of thing. So this planner stays. I still want to use it to work on my creativity. And my final planner lineup. Okay. And I know this is a lot. So first of all, I got the Planner Perfect yearly planner. It is basically from January 2026 all the way to December. And between each monthly calendar, it's just like about 4 or 5 blank pages, and that's it. This is going to, I think, probably be like used as like maybe a family planner, just a calendar for my kids' events, my events, maybe like the school-based calendar, so I can visualize and see you know, where everybody is on what day. Um, some of us have volleyball, some of us have play practice, some of us have tutoring after school, some of us work after school. So I feel like I need to map that out and have that at its place. This is the A5 2025, well, 2026 planner. I didn't customize the date, but that's okay. So it's like a really pretty, like soft yellow flower as well, which is why I like it. So that's my month, like a general, like family catch all. And then I have my subscription box planner from January 2026, and this specifically is a goal planner. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. And I did an unboxing for this on my channel already. I'm going to just put the planner there. So you see you have your notes page, your monthly calendar, and then you have 4 goal pages, and then a weekly horizontal layout. And then you have 2 blank pages for each day of the week. Okay. I have been playing with how to use this since a planner like the A5 since October. So I've used it a little bit in October, but I primarily really pushed for November and December and how to use these. And they work for a number. I use them for in a number of ways. I've used it as scripting, which is like listing and writing out what I have to do throughout the day. I've also used it as journaling or like list building. So I'm going to keep working on this for the month of January. That's the first one. And then I have this one, which is my Cocoa Daisy A5 planner. And you could see. So here's the thing. I'm going to just go back to the Planner Perfect A5. Now here's the thing. This is every monthly planner from Planner Perfect has the same thing. 4 goals pages, horizontal weekly layout, followed by 2 blank pages for every day of the week, right? So it's very it's very like, it has its own structure, very nice aesthetic. The the books are very lightweight, but the paper is just really sturdy. And what's nice is also you have a 1 month in review page, at the end of every monthly planner in the subscription box. Okay. Now, Cocoa Daisy is different, and I'm starting to really have such a like a special place in my heart for Cocoa Daisy's products. And for me, this is just like it would just, if I wanted to attach a word to it, it's seasonal rhythm. Seasonal rhythm. It's kind of like, it's like, because every month has like a beautiful aesthetic and design, I feel like it takes me someplace thoughtful. It takes, and also there's like so many quotes, like just, all throughout their kits and all throughout like their planner pages, that I just feel like it's just a simple way of looking at planning. And I feel very inspired when I use this. I feel actually it just brings a lot of joy, because I feel like happy when I'm writing in it. And and because it's so colorful and beautiful, I feel like it already has that aesthetic of creative play. And for me, because I'm a very creative person, I definitely gravitate to this style. So it is really for me about creating, finding products, finding planners, and using them that help build a system of creativity and rhythm in my life. So I'll just walk you through this one. It's just basically, it's a quote page, a blank page with a weekly horizontal. If you didn't guess it, I am a horizontal planner person. I'm not so much vertical. I've tried quite a few of them. It's for me is horizontal all the way. I think I just write across versus up and down. And it has its own calendar. Now the only tricky thing about the Cocoa Daisy planner is you have one page per day. That's all you get, folks. One page per day. But because I purchased the planner with the subscription, I get to decorate all of this, which is really, it's kind of what I love to do. I love to do decorative planning, but not necessarily just stickers. I actually like to use like washi tapes and you know um scrapbooking paper, and like chipboard stickers, and like just different kinds of elements to really make my books and my planners come to life. So this is kind of it, guys. This is how I've adapted planning to my life, to the season of my life today. um you know, I'm each one of these planners in this system. I'm going to put the Planner Perfect ones here. Each one of these planners in my system for this year, for 2026, each one has a clear job to do to help me just with my life, with my organization. I do feel like I have a good balance of goals, productivity, projects, planning, tasking, creative play, and of course, your everyday, day to day life planning. So I really, really appreciate that I can kind of like, I actually feel blessed that I can kind of like create a system like this for myself. And I just feel like it's just such a meaningful way for me to kind of just like think of how I want to plan my future for myself, especially 2026. So here's the thing, guys. There is no right or wrong way to plan. It's whatever supports you in the season of life that you are in. Don't forget that. So my hope is that this video gave you permission to slow down, to simplify, and to choose systems that work with you, that they don't work against you, and that they work with the season and the inspiration of life that you're in at this moment. Okay? I'd love for you to stay connected. You can subscribe here to my YouTube channel for more gentle planning conversations, or join me inside the Teacher Inspiration Hub, where we talk about balance, growth, and building systems that support um, the teacher life. And if nothing else, I want you to take this moment um, and remind yourself we are all allowed to design our life and planning around the lives that we want to live, right? It's all about creating a life that you love, that you're inspired by. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.